Today was the official reveal of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the game coming out in 2019, the next Call of Duty game. And as we found out, it is just called Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare 4. And the leading member of this game is going to be Captain Price. Now, as far as how the story all ties together, we're not 100% sure. But what we do know is that it is going to be a modern style Call of Duty game, which means no jetpacks, which means boots on the ground, and which means it's going to be similar to the Modern Warfare games we have seen before. Is it going to be exactly the same? No, but it's going to be similar. Now, I was actually lucky enough to get flown down to Infinity Ward and check out the game and some gameplay a little bit early. So I actually have some insider information on this trailer that a lot of people don't know about this game, and I'm able to share it with you. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we are going to be watching this trailer, going through frame by frame, and I will be explaining to you guys what we are seeing and what is the behind the scenes information that a lot of people won't know about this trailer. Now, the one other thing I have to mention is that tonight I am doing a live stream as this video goes live. So if you're watching this, I am live right now, and what we are going to be doing is a Q&A. So if you have any questions about Modern Warfare, that is a great place to do so. It'll be the first link down in the description. Now, if you can't make it out to the live stream, feel free to ask your questions down in the comments, as I will be doing a Q&A video tomorrow as well, because I'm sure I missed some things throughout the couple of videos that I've made today. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about this trailer. Let's talk about the things that many people probably missed.
Somehow, comrade.
So this trailer starts out by saying that it is actual in-game footage. Now, one thing that they told us is that they have made big changes to the engine in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it looks a lot better. All of the gameplay they showed us looked absolutely amazing, very realistic, and they actually told us that they changed the way that they are doing the animations in-game. That's what makes it look so much better. So not a brand new Call of Duty engine, but a really big makeover of it. Now, the rest of the beginning of this is basically just an introduction showing off Captain Price as the main character of the game. However, you do get to see a couple of other character models. As you can see on the right, you got the character with night vision. On the left here, you get to see two important characters. The first of which in the background is one in a ghillie suit. The closer one to the screen right there that just got off the ground is a new one. This character is kind of wearing like a mosquito mask. That's the only way I can describe it, but it looks really, really cool. They actually showed us this character model lit up, and it looks really, really good. The thing is they said they wanted to make this character in one of their games for a while, but couldn't because they couldn't get the physics of the mask proper, and it just didn't look right in game. Once they changed the engine that they were using or updated it, they could then put this character in game. Now, like I said before, the rest of the beginning of this is just the introduction to Captain Price and seeing that he is going to be our guy. He is going to be really the main focus of the campaign. Now, after this is when we get to see night vision for the first time. They are making night vision a bigger part of the game, at least in the single player, and this is what it looks like. It doesn't look like your traditional thermal or your traditional night vision. This is kind of what it looks like in real life, and I think they did a really good job with it. So there's going to be a lot of campaign missions that take place at night, like this one. Now, the other thing that I noticed in this little snippet is the weapon. They're using this kind of big-ass hammer to knock in the door. Now, we didn't see this as a weapon in the gameplay that they showed us, but it could potentially be a melee weapon in multiplayer in the future of the game. Also, you can see here this soldier is carrying an MP5, one of the weapons that we know is in the game. After this, we get to see a little bit of breach and clear. I don't believe that this is the mission that they showed us when we were there. That was a breach and clear mission. However, you can see these soldiers kind of tactfully going through the door, and you can see actually the difference between the night vision and non-night vision as it kind of turns off in the second part there. Now, after this, we actually see a cutscene from a mission that we did get to see while we were there called Townhouse. So as the soldier slowly creeps through this door here, this is the mission called Townhouse, where you infiltrate a house within London and you kind of eliminate the terrorists inside to get information on the bad guys. Now, this is a part that they didn't show us while we were there. This is just a couple of characters jumping out the back of an airplane in what appears to be some sort of desert. These could be some of the other main characters in the campaign, but I personally have never seen these ones before. The next scene here is in Piccadilly. This is another mission that we did get to see while we were there. It takes place in Piccadilly Square. Basically, terrorists set off a giant car bomb in the middle of Piccadilly Square, and this is what is going on here. I'm assuming the person we're looking at on the car there is one of the terrorists because I don't recognize them from something else, and also we get to see the police shooting at them after. Another piece of information is the weapon they're holding there, I believe is the FAMAS, but not 100% sure, just maybe like 80. Now, after this, you get to see a police officer shooting around the back of a car at the bad guy. guys. Now, the important thing here is you actually get to see a new mechanic in the game. This is a leaning mechanic where you kind of mantle onto an object and then you are able to kind of shoot around the edge of it. This is kind of similar to something we saw before in Call of Duty Ghost, but if I was to compare it to something, it would be more like the leaning mechanic that is in Rainbow Six. After this, we get a nice little close-up of Captain Price, nothing really special there, and then we move on to the desert. We can see a couple of vehicles driving throughout the desert there, nothing really special to take away from that, but then we get to see some sort of airstrike. Now, once again, this isn't probably for multiplayer, but it is important to note because we could see a similar kill streak or score streak to this when multiplayer is actually announced or released. Then the next couple of clips here are from the missions that we saw in the campaign while I was at Infinity Ward, and they're basically a Middle Eastern town getting attacked by basically the bad guys and how it affects the people who live there and the rebel forces. You can see here them carrying people out of the disheveled buildings. It's a pretty sad sight to see. Now, in front of this building here, we have a riot going on. Now, I don't really have anything to add to the next couple of scenes here other than this riot does look really good, and you can kind of see how the new graphics are really looking inside the game, but not really much I can add because we didn't really see anything added to this when I was at Infinity Ward. Now, in this next scene here, you get to see the rebel fighters holding an AK-47 up in the air. Now, one other thing that they told us when we were at Infinity Ward is that in the campaign, you won't just be playing as your top-of-the-line soldiers, your Navy SEALs, your British Special Forces. You will also just be playing as rebels in the Middle East. In this case, you're not going to have as good of weapons, you're going to only be able to use certain pieces of equipment, and the style of fighting that they are going to use is much different than what you'd see with the sneaky Navy SEALs breaching and clearing doors. It's going to kind of be more of a blitzkrieg technique, if you will. Now, the next scene here is a very short one, but you get to see a young child wearing a gas mask. Now, in the video that I made earlier today, I talked all about this mission, explaining basically the whole thing, because they did show us almost this whole mission, but this is Kadir, one of the main characters in the game. Of course, throughout the rest of the game, he's a little bit more growing up, but you actually play a mission where Kadir is this age being attacked by the terrorists, and this mission, I think the big point of this mission is to look at war from a different light, to be able to see what war looks like through a child's eyes, and I think they did a pretty good job of showing that, but we'll have to wait till the actual game comes out for you to be able to see it. Now, after this is when we get a really good look at that night vision that we talked about before. You can first of all see the helicopters coming in, and this is very clearly a really big upgrade compared to Call of Duty 4's night vision. Also, you may notice that every single soldier dropping in has these little light up square patches. This is how soldiers, when using night vision, can distinguish their own teammates from the bad guys, because otherwise it would be very difficult to tell. So just that attention to detail, I think they did a really good job with. Now, after this is when we see the title screen. The official name of the game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, not Call of Duty Ghost 2, just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And of course, after that, we get to finally see the release date, which is October 25th. Now, after this, there's a little bit of an Easter egg, if you want to call it that. It's Captain Price talking. Now, I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to give you my interpretation of what this means.
Who's your team?
Some old comrades.
So it's kind of hard to catch there, but it appears as though some girl asked Captain Price, "Who is your team?" And he says, "Some old comrades." Now, the interesting part about this is this could hint towards some other characters from the previous Modern Warfare games coming in as cameos or maybe even major characters within the game. Now, this brings up a lot of questions. Is this Modern Warfare game actually a sequel to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? Because if you know how that game goes, Price doesn't necessarily die at the end of that, but I'm going to make a completely separate video talking about that in the future, the entire story of Captain Price. As you guys know, I've done a lot of those with the Black Ops 4 story, so if you'd like to see that, hit that like button, but it's just a really weird Easter egg, and I'm curious which characters they're going to bring back if that is the case. But anyway, guys, that is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare reveal trailer. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I've been seeing really mixed emotions about it. Some people absolutely love what they did, some people hate it, some people wanted Modern Warfare 4, and everything in between. So as I mentioned before, let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button, as it does really help out the channel. And finally, if you're new to the channel and like what you see here, the best way to stay up to date on all of my videos is make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you turn notifications on, and guys, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Listen!